Big shots are small shots that kept shooting until they become big. Welcome to Leaders Arise with Demola Awoyele. On Leaders Arise platform, we share principles from God's Word that can help you to be productive in life and to fulfill your leadership destiny. Today, our discussion will focus on persistence. So I've chosen for a title, The Power of Persistence. Don't forget, 2 episodes ago, I began by discussing the power of ideas. The last episode, I discussed the power of planning. Then as a follow-up to those 2 life-changing episodes, I want to talk on the power of persistence. So by the way, if you missed those 2 episodes, you may want to go back to rewatch or to listen again to those episodes, because I'm going to build on what I discussed on the power of ideas, the power of planning, and by discussing the power of persistence, because if you've got an idea, you've got to plan so that you can move from ideation to execution. And you and I know that when we are planning, all right, and taking responsibility for our ideas, we will need to be persistent. No wonder I said big shots are small shots that kept shooting until they become big. So what are we saying today? There is no accidental success. Can I say that again? There is no accidental success. Success is a product of intentionality, and success is a product of persistence. A lot of people we call failure today, they are people that normally should have succeeded, but they gave up too soon. So failures are simply successes that stopped halfway. Can I say that again? Failures are simply successes that stopped halfway because they lack the power of persistence. They lack the power of consistency. And that's why today I want to shed light on persistence. And I'll be talking about consistency also. And I'll be emphasizing the word continue. I'm here to tell somebody, continue. Nobody emerges into success out of the blues. Behind every glory, there is a story. Behind every star, there are scars. Behind every eye, there are depths. Behind every manifestation, there are processes that people went through or people go through. And those processes will necessarily require persistence. Now, what does persistence mean? Persistence is that ability or that attribute that you see in winners that make them to keep on keeping up. In the face of opposition, they keep on keeping on. In the face of challenges, they keep on giving their best to their life's assignment until they become what they saw, until they become their vision. So it stands to reason that those who are not going to persist will not taste success. Can I say that again? Those who are not going to persist, they are not going to taste success. Success is for those who are consistent. I'm sure you must have heard a story or had this analogy or explanation. All right? I just want to paraphrase it or reframe it just to help my explanation today. Can you imagine me hold a hammer and I'm hitting a brick wall or hitting a wall, a strong wall for that matter, I keep eating, I keep eating, I keep eating. You know, for some time, if you are eating, it looks as though the wall is not falling. If you don't understand the law of persistence, you want to drop the hammer and think you are wasting your time because you keep eating the hammer, the wall with the hammer, and the wall is not shifting. It's not even showing on the outside that it's cracking. If you don't understand the law of persistence in achieving success, you want to drop the hammer in frustration. Dear viewer, dear listener, don't be frustrated. Your hammer of persistence will soon drive the nail of success. Your hammer of persistence will soon drive the nail of success. But you and I know, if you understand structural analysis or structures very well, you will discover that as the person is hitting the wall with a hammer, something is happening to the hammer, even though the person, to the wall rather, even though the person may not know. The wall is cracking internally. Yeah. Can I encourage somebody today? You might feel as if nothing is happening in your life because you are yet to achieve the success you so desire. Can I encourage you that something is happening? Oh, something is happening. The wall is cracking on the inside. Success is happening already, even though it may not have come to fall. All you've got to do, like the person eating the wall with a hammer, you've got to keep eating and eating and eating. You know, you eat to a point and the wall crumbles. Now, when you eat, when you give the wall the final eat and the wall crumbles, you know that the wall did not crumble based on the last hit or blow of the hammer. The wall has been crumbling since you began the eating. So the wall that crumbled did not just answer to the final hit of the wall, but actually each successive hit of the wall on the wall was actually making an impact on the wall. The same thing for you and I. Sometimes some people do one thing and it blows up, becomes super successful. So people say, wow, he did just one thing. No, he didn't do one. He's been doing so many things. All right. An artist or a singer can release one album and it goes viral. It takes the world by storm. And people begin to say, wow, one album. No, it's not one song. He's been singing. He's been singing in obscurity. He's been singing in consistency, keeping at what he was doing, just like the person hitting the wall with a hammer. We only saw the one that made him a success, or that revealed, or that transformed, all right, his effort. But actually, his success was not a function of that single album or single song that he sang, but the ones he's been doing over the years. You must have heard the story or this explanation also of somebody who went to buy, all right, a piece of land, and he had a promise that there are precious materials in that land, diamond, gold, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, but diamond, maybe whatever. So he kept digging, looking for the precious substance. He dug and dug to a point where he became tired. And he gave up. Said, there is nothing in this property. So he sold it. And the person he sold it to never had to dig for too long. He only dug a few meters or distances and he struck the precious substance. Now, what would have happened if the original owner of that property kept at it? That's the way a lot of us have traded away our success. Whether in business, in ministry, in career, or what have you. People give up too soon. You must have heard the statement again and again that quitters don't win and winners don't quit. If you don't quit, you will soon win. You have got to persist if you want to taste success. Can I say it again? you have got to persist if you want to taste the juice of success. Success is for those who persist. Success is for those who are consistent. Success is not for those who give up too soon. Particularly when you are sure that you're on the right path. Maybe, let me not get ahead of myself. Part of what I plan to say today is that the reason why a lot of people are not persistent with what they are doing or consistent with what they are doing is probably because they lack conviction. They are not even sure whether they should be doing what they are doing. You know, people have, by the grace of God, over the years, people have told me, I say, Pastor Demola, I love your consistency. I won't be surprised. They told my father and the Lord also the same thing. And I will borrow, my reply is always his reply to those that told him then. He said, if I am not consistent, what else will I be doing? Because I'm sure of what God has called me to do. I'm telling you, I'm sure. I'm sure. And I won't trade it for anything else. I won't change business in quotes. Because success seems not to be coming. No. Of course, success has started coming by the grace of God. But you know, success is a journey anyway, not a destination. So I'm not even measuring what I do based on what I'm seeing. I'm still going far. But I'm saying out there, you say, Pastor Demola, thank you for your consistency. And they don't thank me. If I am not consistent, what else will I be doing? I know sometimes people who are consistent are worth celebrating because we don't have too many people like that in our world today. People give up too soon. Why do people move from one business to another? All right, they move from one business to another. Today is data business, tomorrow is clothing business, next tomorrow is some even move from one business, they enter ministry is not paying, they move. Listen to me, if you like, keep moving from pillar to post. If you are not persistent and consistent in your endeavor, you won't achieve success. I'm telling you, whether you call it business, you call it career, you call it ministry, you call it what have you, consistency is the rule of the game. Consistency is the rule of the game. I will never forget the counsel I had when I began our ministry over in the city of Akure. He said, consistency will break the ground. Can I say to somebody today, consistency will break the ground. The ground of your career, of your business, of your ministry, or whatever it is you're doing, consistency will break the ground. So what do I mean when things seem not to be happening, when things seem not to be working, when the ground seems not to be shifting? I want to encourage you to keep at it, particularly when you are sure that is what you have to do with your life. So why are people not persistent or consistent today? Because they are not sure. They lack conviction. They lack conviction. And that's why I love what a wise man once said. He said, I would rather fail in a course that will ultimately succeed than to succeed in a course that will ultimately fail. What that person meant is that once I am sure that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, once I'm sure that there is a success up ahead, I wouldn't mind the temporary failure. I will keep at it, continue to fail in quotes, because success is in the horizon. It's on the horizon. I would rather fail in a course that will ultimately succeed than to succeed in a course that will ultimately fail. It means that I am in need for life. I call it stick-to-itiveness. Every man of destiny, every man of success, every leader must have that stick-to-itiveness. You must be able to follow one course until successful. That is the acronym FOCUS, F-O-C-U-S. F for follow, O for one, C for course or way or adventure or endeavor. U for until, X for successful. I've got to follow one course until successful. Once I'm sure and I have the conviction that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is the business I'm supposed to be doing. A lot of young people today, they jump from one business to another. Not too many people are consistent enough to see something, to see their endeavor succeed. They jump. I don't know. Some have not done a business for 6 months and they say, Pastor, this business is not moving. Say moving for 6 months. You have not done church for 6 years. You're already complaining. My spiritual father taught me, said, never judge your ministry or your pastoral ministry yet until after 6 years. So what does that mean? It means that the first 5 years, 4, 3, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, when it looks as though things are not happening, wait first. Give it 6 years. That's what he taught me. Now, that doesn't mean that you will be relaxed and complacent and say, I'm waiting for 6 years. No, you can get results in 1 year, in 2 years, you can even get results in few months. But I'm trying to say today that sometimes results may not come as speedily as you will have expected it, but you have got to give it time, you have got to give it effort, you've got to give it some consistency. So your conviction is important. So why are people not consistent or persistent in their pursuit of success? Because of lack of conviction. Number 2, because of lack of focus. Number 3, because of comparison. People lose focus. Like I said, number 2, lack of focus. They are here and there. If you are here and there, you can't be consistent. You can't be persistent. You can't be moving from one business to another or move from one line of ministry or the other. Today you are a teacher, tomorrow you are a prophetess, tomorrow you are an apostle. Another time you are an evangelist, you just follow the tide. You move with the tide, you follow trend. I don't follow trend, I follow conviction. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. Not that you move from one, I'm not saying you shouldn't diversify in your business, but don't just jump from one business to another because you don't want to give it what it takes to succeed. And one thing about moving out of focus from one endeavor to another is that you are just wasting your effort. Yeah. You have been pouring effort in one business for 6 months or for 6 years or whatever, and because you are not getting something, you move to another business, you start all over again. You keep at it, that one too does not bring the success you want as at when you want it, you move to another one. You are just wasting your efforts. Why not concentrate your effort on one spot that you are convinced about and keep pouring, stop wasting your efforts. Some students, they jump from one school to another. He started ND, he did not finish. He moved to NCE, the road difficult, he did not finish. Moved to BEd, moved to university, just moving. From there, I want to go and learn trade. He started the apprenticeship, he did not finish. From there, I want to go and learn a skill. They just do things haphazardly. They do things by, halfway. And they expect to succeed. Why not follow trade? Why not follow the line of whatever it is you're doing? Follow it until successful. So why are people not persistent or consistent? Lack of conviction. Number 2, lack of focus. Number 3, comparison. They compare. They look at what others are doing and they look at themselves. What am I even doing, self? Brother, you are doing a great work. Pastor Demola, you are doing a great work. Even the devil knows it. I'm doing a great work by the grace of God, pastoring Destiny Impact Church. I'm doing a great work coming up with Leaders Arise video cast Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday every week. I'm doing a great work rolling out devotionals on a daily basis. I've been doing that for 1.5 years now, non-stop, every day. I'm doing a great work. I don't have to look at what others are doing and think less of what I'm doing. I magnify my ministry. I magnify my office. You've got to magnify your business, magnify your career. Stay focused. Keep giving it your best shot, because big shots are simply small shots that kept shooting and shooting until they became big. So why are people not consistent or persistent? Because of comparison. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 12. We are not of them that commend themselves or compare themselves among themselves, because they measuring themselves with themselves and comparing themselves among themselves, they are not wise. So it is a mark of folly to compare yourself with others. The moment you start comparing yourself with others, you will lose drive. You will start winning. Your conviction, your persistence, you will start winning. Why are people not persistent or consistent? Because of temporary failure. Temporary failure. Failure actually is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of the success mix. Failure is not an enemy. Failure is a friend. See failure as an opportunity to continue and begin again more intelligently. Some people are even afraid of failure. They don't want to fail. So they stop doing what they know to do. Some experience some temporary setback, failure, opposition. They experience a no from people, and because of that, they say, I'm not going to do again. Listen to me. Don't let temporary failure make you to be inconsistent with what you're doing. Don't run out of steam because of temporary failure. Failure is not final, neither is it fatal. Failure is temporary, it's not permanent. Failure is an event, it's not a person. You might have failed before, but you are not a failure. You've got to rise up again and continue again more intelligently. So failure makes people to not be consistent again. Number last, because of my time. People stop being consistent because of attacks of the devil. I beg to say this. I'm a pastor and I'm proudly one by the grace of God. I've seen people have abortive project in their lives because of something they don't even know. It's an attack. And if you're under the sound of my voice today, listening to this episode of Leaders Arise, I pray for you as God's servant that may that attack be over in your life in Jesus' name. There are some people who have moved from one thing to another, without holding on to one thing in particular they want to do with their life because of the attack of the devil. Some began year 2020, they have tried 100 things. They have not followed one of them, just one out of 100 things to success. They themselves don't know why. There are a lot of people under the hold of that attack today. They start this business, they stop, they move to another. They are not just consistent. I pray that the Lord will deliver you from that attack of the devil. You will finish what you have started. You will not give up too soon. You will not quit when you will soon win. You will keep on keeping on, giving maximum effort to what you are doing, because it's only a matter of time. Result will soon come. No wonder in Habakkuk chapter 2, I think verse 3 or thereabout, he said, the vision is here for an appointed time. He said, though it tarry, he said, wait for it, because it shall surely come and it will not tarry. Or it will not lie. What does that mean? Sometimes there will be a time in your life that your vision seems to be a lie. Yeah, every man of vision will understand this. Your vision seems to be a lie. Your vision for your ministry, your church, your career, your business, it looks as if you are wasting your time. This thing is not speaking. Listen to me. It's a matter of time. It will soon speak. So when your vision seems to be a lie, you have got to be persistent. You have got to be consistent. You have got to keep on keeping on, because it's a matter of time. Your persistence will soon give voice to your vision. May your vision speak. May your vision speak in the name of Jesus. So there is a power of persistence. Let me give you some blessings of persistence, also the blessedness of persistence. What happens to you when you are persistent or not consistent? Number one, you become an expert. You become what? What do I mean in simple terms? Consistency and persistence helps you to hone your skill. Some people are mediocre today because they are not just focused. I'm saying this with all humility. For the past maybe 21 or 22 episodes of Leaders Arise now, I have not opened a book to teach Leaders Arise. I've taught it 22 times now, or 21, or I don't know the number of the episode you are at the moment. And I have never opened one book. You've not seen me open a book. Even the laptop I put here, I don't have to look at what is on the laptop. All right, before I teach, do you know why? Maybe you are saying, Pastor Demola, where is he even getting this in sharing? I have been speaking about these things since 2008, at least more practically. I can't count the number of editions of Leaders Arise conferences I've held. I have been on this road since 2008, 12 years. So if you see me now teaching, and I'm not teaching rubbish, you can verify all I'm teaching. Go over all our episodes again, you will discover that this guy is not talking trash. I'm saying things that some of you can read in books, some of you can relate to it without opening a book, and I'm not doing that because of pride. Because by the grace of God, I've got it to that point that I already know what to talk about. Of course, I prepare. Don't get me wrong. I have my script. I don't just come and spew whatever is on my mind. No, I prepare. But God has helped me that I don't have to bring the book to come and be reading and say persistence, you have to continue, you have to be focused, you have to be no. I have done this for years by the grace of God. When I preach in our local church, also people wonder, Pastor Demola, you preach for 1 hour, 30 minutes. You only flip through your note just once in a while. Sometimes you don't even open your note at all. But I have a note, I prepare. But because I've been on this road of preaching by the grace of God, actively since 2003, and that is still a very little amount of time, 17 years. Some of you have been preaching for 37 years. Life is in phases. I'm just talking to you about my own journey. Yours might be 40 years. We have fathers of who have been preaching for 60 years, and I celebrate them, but I celebrate my journey, 17 years of preaching. How can you do something consistently for 17 years and you be a master at it? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm a master at leadership. I'm not saying I'm a master at preaching. I'm just saying that consistency has helped my mastery. I don't teach apologetically. I don't say I've been on this road for years. That can also happen to you in your business. It can happen to you in your career. It can happen to you in your ministry. It can happen to you in your leadership. When you are consistent, you become an expert at your field. Did you get what I just said? Number 2, consistency or persistence helps you not to miss your opportunities. Listen to me, success is an opportunity, and in most cases, the opportunities come for those who are persistent. When success comes knocking at your door, will you be found in your place of assignment? Can you imagine somebody coming to do business with you? He has been eyeing your business place, maybe your shop, and he's saying one day, I'm going to consult this person. And that fateful day, he drives around or he drives through around your business area, and he saw that your shop is closed. And why was your shop closed? You have been opening shop for only God knows. No business is coming. And you are discouraged. You gave up. And now that the opportunity that your business is waiting for came, you are nowhere to be found. As a pastor, that church member, if there is ever anybody like that will change the face of your ministry, is still coming. But when it comes, will he meet you still preaching? Would you have given up the ministry? Would you have given up the pursuit of God's call because the church seemed not to be growing? Consistency or persistency helps you to not miss your opportunities. May you not miss your opportunities. Number 3, consistency or persistence makes you an inspiration to others. All right. People of consistency or persistence, they inspire others. Can I encourage you, somebody out there? You are inspiring somebody without knowing. Somebody is happy, somebody is inspired that every morning they hear your voice at 2 a.m. to pray. Even though you are tired sometimes of praying, you want to give up praying, but when your neighbors, they hear your sound, I'm not saying you should disturb your neighbor with your prayer, but I'm saying they know somebody is muttering some words in our closet. They are encouraged, they are inspired. Somebody is inspired, Pastor, that you keep preaching, you keep following up, you keep pastoring, you keep teaching, you keep doing your work despite whatever. Somebody is inspired that you are still in business despite COVID-19. So when you are consistent, when you are persistent with what you do, you become an inspiration to people. You become an inspiration to be. Number 4, when you are consistent and persistent with what you do, you become a candidate for greatness. Candidate for greatness. Greatness is not for mediocres. Greatness is not for people that give up easily. Greatness are for those that keep at it, that keep doing what they know to do best. There is no overnight success. There is no 24-hour miracle. There is no suddenly God did it. Behind the suddenly of God is the consistency of man. Behind every 24-hour miracle is somebody somewhere who has been honing his skill, who has been giving his best to his enterprise. Miracles favor the persistent. Miracles favor the consistent. The kingdom of God is for the consistent. In fact, one of the most important words you will ever hear in the Bible is the word continue. is the word continue. John 8:31 and 32. Jesus said, if you continue in my word, then are you my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Those that continue to the end shall be saved. The Christian journey is not for starters, it's for those who continue. Business is not only for starters. I know today we celebrate startups. When are you going to move from startups to a conglomerate? To move from a startup to a conglomerate, you have got to be persistent. To move from a small church to a mega church, you've got to be consistent. One thing I love listening to in the story of mega churches is the story of their humble beginning. When they preached to empty chairs, but they kept at it. When they kept preaching and doing ministry, when it looks as if the vision was a lie. But today we celebrate them as successes. Why? Because they never gave up. May you not give up. So as I round up today on this episode of Leaders Who Rise, I want to encourage you to not give up on your dream, not give up on your business, don't give up on your career, don't give up on your ministry, don't give up on your marriage, don't give up on whatever good thing it is you are doing. Ensure that you are persistent. Ensure that you are consistent, because it takes a hammer of persistence to drive the nail of success. And big shots are small shots that kept shooting until they become very big. I pray for you today that the grace to keep on keeping on, the Lord grant unto you. May you achieve the highest level of success and greatness in Jesus' precious name. Thank you very much for your time with me on today's episode on Leaders Who Rise. I encourage you to go over this teaching again and again and see how you can apply it to your life practically. Don't forget to send me your questions, your comments, your feedbacks in case you have any. Don't forget to take advantage of our resources on destinieimpactchurch.org/store so that you can be further edified. If you have not liked this Facebook page that you are streaming from, ensure you like and follow so that you can help, so that you can get notification whenever we get online. If you are on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are on MixLR, don't forget to follow the MixLR channel. And help us share this stream across all your contacts and your platforms so that it can reach wider audience. Till I meet with you again on another episode of Leaders Arise, I encourage you, don't give up. Keep on keeping on. Continue to continue. And it's a matter of time you will become all that God has ordained you to become. Thank you for your time. God bless you.